Hello, I'm going to be reading The Convenient Flower. Here we go. Dr. S was very knowledgeable about botany. One winter's day, his friend, Mr. R, came to visit him in his suburban home. "Hello, are you keeping well?" inquired the visitor. "Yes, thank you," said the doctor, inviting him in. "It's a long time since we've seen each other, isn't it?" "Since last summer, in fact. What brings you here today?" "Well, there's something I'd like you to tell me. This is a suburban area, right? So there must be lots of flies and mosquitoes in the summer." "Of course, but what about it?" "Well, it just occurred to me that when I was here last summer, I wasn't troubled in the least by such insects. Later, I thought it very strange, and I came here to ask you why." Next page. "Oh, so that's it. It's because of that," laughed the doctor, pointing to the corner of his room. There on a stand stood a large potted plant. It had dark green leaves and yellowish flowers. Mr. R looked at it and nodded. "Oh, I see now. It's a fly-catching plant. I've heard of them, but I've never seen one before. What species is it, and where did you find it?" "There isn't another one that works as well as this. It's an improved strain that I've produced after a lot of experimenting." "It's got a pleasant smell, hasn't it?" "That's right. The smell's harmless to man, but it attracts insects. Flies leave food alone, and fleas and mosquitoes all make a beeline for the flower. In other words, it's a pest collector. The leaves have a viscous surface, and once the insect lands, it's eaten and digested immediately. So they disappear without a trace. Yes, I can see it's a wonderful plant. You're a genius to have produced a flower like this," said Mr. R, full of admiration. "I wouldn't go that far, but it's very nice to hear such compliments." "Don't be so modest. You're entitled to the praise. You've rescued humanity from insects. This is the most convenient flower in the whole world. It doesn't need fertilizers, and there's no trace of the insects on it. And it's so beautiful to look at. Will you give it to me? I'd like to have one." "Well, I'm a little reluctant to part with it as I've spent so many years perfecting it, but as it's you, and since I've got another 3, you can have it." "Do you mean it? Thank you very much." Mr. R was overjoyed. He thanked the doctor warmly and put the plant under his arm. But just as he was about to leave, the doctor called to him. "Don't forget to take the stand, too. I've got one at home. Or is there something special about it, too?" "Yes, it contains equipment for breeding mosquito larvae. What on earth would you want anything like that for? You don't need it in summer, but in winter the plant has to have something to eat or it will die. So in the winter months you have to breed mosquitoes for it. It's all written down in this." The doctor handed over the instruction manual to Mr. R. "It's quite a lot of trouble, isn't it? I don't know whether it's a convenient flower or not," said Mr. R. The end. Okay, please listen to this. Practice the pronunciation. Try reading along. And I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.